My name's Boris Johnson.
No, it is in fact Alexander Boris de Pfeffel Johnson.
I'm shaking hands continuously. I was at a hospital the other night where I think there were actually a few coronavirus patients, and I shook hands with everybody.
I've developed mild symptoms of the coronavirus.
The Prime Minister's been under the medical care of the team at St Thomas's Hospital.
Monday, July the 6th, 2020. I can't remember the nurses' names, but they are, without a shadow of doubt, the most important people in my life. I wouldn't have my world without them, and this is where the story starts. 3 months after them immigrants saved my good old British bacon. It's been a grueling 90 days. COVID-19 is indeed a bugger. It's like an awful partner. You think she's gone, and then suddenly you end up back in bed with it.
David Cameron is said to have described him as a career psychopath.
The real reason is I'm tired, or as Dominic says to me sometimes, "Boss, you're knackered." He doesn't call me boss, of course, he'd never do that, he's talking to himself. Dominic Cummings refers to himself in the third person and calls himself boss. And he tells himself he's knackered, constantly. But the great thing about Dom is he keeps going. As George Galloway, MP, once said to Saddam Hussein, "Mate, you're indefatigable."
The difference with Dominic Cummings is never before in British history has one aide been so prominent.
What are you not ashamed of, though, Boris?
Whatever there is not to be ashamed of.
I'm often at my most lucid when I'm rat-arsed. I guess like dear old Sir Elton John wrote all his best stuff when he was off his tits, and then wrote Made in England when he was sober. It's really no surprise it was toss. No one makes a good decision sober. Well, it might be a good decision, but it will be a safe, boring decision. All my best ideas come when I'm pissed.
Go power! Go power!
And I had a great decision late last night. Start writing a book, a diary.
So the journalist didn't get beaten up in the end, but no thanks to you.
I saved your life.
Prime Minister's diaries sell for millions once they've fucked up one too many times. Start a diary and chart my and this country's resurrection.
I saved your life.
God, does this city never sleep? It's unbelievable.
London, a city that never sleeps.
It really doesn't.
And he had apparently said that he thought I was a pizda, which translates as Vladimir Putin thinks I, Boris Johnson,
what happens is they try, and Russia always lets you down.
I saved your life.
Yeah, it's perfectly true that I have had some drugs. I'm way out of my depth here. I've been totally stitched up. I want it on the record. I walked straight into a massive elephant trap. I should have spotted it.
Would you like to be Prime Minister?
Well, I would like to be the lead singer of an international rock group.
I don't want to die.
About as much chance of being reincarnated as an olive. That, as I say, I will be reincarnated as an olive or locked in a disused fridge. My normal answer is all about a champagne cork. Right. Being blinded by a champagne cork, or being reincarnated as an olive, or locked in a disused fridge, or decapitated by a frisbee. All those eventualities are more likely.
Take it inside, into the freezer.
It's gone into the fridge.
I've got a new baby that I absolutely need to support. I've got friends and parties and drinking and food and a wife. I don't want to die. And while everyone's still moaning about the virus, I'm basically Salman Rushdie without the publicity.
Much chance of
so unfair.
Being reincarnated as an olive.
The Downing Street Rose Garden is usually reserved for foreign leaders, not backroom aides.
Sorry I'm late. As I said, I think reasonable people may well disagree.
Well, you made history again.
And the smile on his face at the end suggested Mr Cummings believed he got his way.
Anyway, no harm came of it. There's all's well that ends well.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's my view.
That's
right.
You're okay.
I'm sticking to it.
It had a happy ending.
Okay, thanks, NHS. Thank you.
I saved your life. I saved your life.
During the course of this afternoon, the Prime Minister's condition worsened, and on the advice of the medical team...
And the truth is, I wrote the first entry when I was pissed last night, and I'm writing the second entry when I'm hungover this morning. But my roaring headache doesn't drown out the angels that visited me last night and gave me this wonderful idea to record our collective comeback, our way out of this monumental shit show. Welcome to your resurrection.
I saved your life.